We told them he wasn't a fraud, and they laughed at us. We told them he was the real deal, and they kept laughing. Well, who's laughing now? What's up, guys? It's me, it's that guy Tommy, and I am back with a CJ the Champ reaction, the Trial of Thragg, the Viltrumite final boss, and I've been waiting for this. When I saw online people were calling Thragg a fraud, look, I am a fan of the Invincible comics, and I knew the one thing that this dude is not is a fraud. And when people were calling him that, I was like, oh, just you wait till this man decides to get up from that seat and throw a punch. So without further ado, let's check this out. And of course, you guys know me. Okay, so a little bit more to do. So you guys know me. I want to be starting and stopping this, so just get ready for it. Here we go.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this Thragg guy? No way he lives up to the hype.
A few moments later.
I got this!
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. Because what are you here for? To worship me? Kill you.
There is no other way CJ, the GOAT, could have started this video except that. Okay, let's keep going.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what time it is. Court is now in session because it's time for
and just so you guys know, this is a first reaction. Usually with a lot of CJ the Champ videos, I've been going back. I haven't gone back to a lot of them. I'm going back and watching old ones to react to them. But this is a first reaction. I had not seen this yet. I've been waiting for him to drop this one. So yeah, this is my first reaction to it. So just so you guys know, I have not seen this one at all. So yeah, let's keep going.
Y'all already know what time it is. Court is now in session because it's time for a trial. And it is for none other than the crispiest Viltrumite in the galaxy. Viltrum's final boss, Grand Regent Thragg. So, y'all already know how this works. We got the evidence and it is ready to be presented. And my God, I gotta say this is some of the most damning evidence a character has ever had. So, without further ado, Exhibit A. All right, let's get down to business. Exhibit A, Thragg's rise to power and his multiple atrocities. Now, we actually got a glimpse of Thragg's backstory right here. And just from this backstory alone, you could already tell that Thragg was a crazy-ass nigga because this man is responsible for multiple horrible atrocities. So let's start off with example one. This one planet was trying to start a rebellion because they were fed up with the Viltrumites' rule. So they decided to blow some shit up and retaliate. So the Viltrumite higher-ups, or Argall's council, whatever the hell you want to call them, had a meeting to discuss of what they should do about this rebellion. Now, Krieg and Thetis were basically arguing the whole time because Krieg straight up proposed that they should just decimate the whole planet to show the strength of the Viltrum Empire and strike fear into the species that was trying to rebel. But Thetis, on the other hand, proposed that they shouldn't decimate their planet because the Viltrumite rule over this species was cruel and inhumane. And he thought that since this species showed some type of pushback against their oppressors, that it was an act of strength and Viltrum should respect it because their main core value was strength. Now, while they kept yapping, Argall decided to shut both of them up. Then he asked Thragg, "Young nigga Thragg, my crispy apprentice, what do you think we should do about this minor inconvenience?" And Thragg straight up said that these creatures were so weak that their weakness was an offense to the natural order of the universe.
Wow.
And we should educate them on why they're so ass. And after hearing Thragg's rant, Argall was like, "Now that is why you are my right-hand man. Tax them niggas 25% of their population."
Wow. Okay, so yeah, as the CJ's commentary, how he does things, he basically could do an abridged series at this point. I'd be totally in. Now, the reason I'm stopping here is not because of this, but I want to point out something that not a lot of people caught when this episode aired. The voice of Argyle is the original voice of G1 Megatron from Transformers. The voice of Thaddeus is the original OG, the man himself, God bless him, the original voice of Optimus Prime. 40 years removed, and Optimus and Megatron still arguing about philosophy of how to treat everybody else. Peter Cullen and Frank Welker are just timeless gems, and they made so many of our childhoods awesome. Mine absolutely not being any exception to that. Those were my first hero and villain that I can remember as a kid was Optimus and Megatron. So yeah, I was so happy to see them get to do something else. This made my little nerd heart so happy to hear those voices again.
Like, now that is why you are my right-hand man. Tax them niggas 25% of their population. This man Thragg is responsible for this race losing 25% of their population. A quarter of these niggas was wiped off the map because Thragg thought they was weak as hell. Now, let's move into example 2. His first day is Emperor. Now, after Argyle got assassinated and took a big-ass shank to the skull from Optimus Prime, they had a massive funeral for this man, and it was broadcasted across the entire planet. So after Thragg was done giving the eulogy, he does what is quite possibly one of the craziest things a leader could ever do. He said that there is a sickness in our society and it needs to be cut out. So he points at this melanated brother behind him and asks him, "You, do I look fresh today?"
I like it cut, G.
I don't believe you. He decapitated this brother for no reason at all. He chopped his head clean off to make an example out of him. So after he just murdered this dude in front of everyone, this man gets on the mic and says, "As my first command as Grand Regent, I, Thragg, hereby officially announce the first ever Viltrum Culling Games. Seek out every single sorry ass nigga in our population and eradicate them. Purge every weak nigga from our population." So after Thragg gave this speech, all hell just broke loose across the entire planet, and the Great Purge began. Viltrumites just started killing each other off one by one, so they could weed out every person they considered weak. And it wasn't just the adults doing it too. It was the kids as well. Look at them jumping this little nigga. Bro got jumped by 3 other kids that got stomped out to death. This was just straight up horrific. And I'ma keep it a beam. This had to be one of the worst ways to ever find out who was weak or not. Because what this was a battle royale. Anything could happen. You could literally get cheap kills off of niggas for third-partying another 1v1. They could be 10 times better than you. Or you could literally wait until their 1v1 was over and they were at half HP. And just come behind them and sneak their ass. Like, this shit is stupid. And God forbid a nigga ran into a motherfucker like Conquest. Because that was just instant death. It didn't matter how strong you were. That was just straight up bad RNG. And at the end of this purge that Thragg started, it led to half of their population getting wiped out. Billions of Viltrumites died because of this purge. And those billions of bodies are on Thragg's head, because he literally commanded them to do this. And now we're at our third major atrocity.
That's a fresh cut. Okay, so this was my thing with that logic. It was like, I get. Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't get like why, like, because that's the point. Just the mass killing never made any sense to me in terms of the Viltrum. Like, why not have some kind of like tournament or something, like, and do it that way? Because the Viltrum seem like they're kind of people who hate weakness anyway. So you like fight not to the death, but see who can overpower who, and if they're weak, then they die. That would have made a lot more sense, because like CJ said, if you just like kind of wait and sneak people who are already weak and then kill them, and you didn't really do much, well then you're not you're the strongest of the dead ones because you snuck the ones who were stronger and killed them. So this is where the Viltrumite logic is like supremely flawed, even among their own people. It's like, Okay, let's keep going. Let's go back a bit. His cut do be fresh. I ain't gonna lie.
Because he literally commanded them to do this. And now we're
Jealous
at
of
our
that hairline, I
major
can't lie.
atrocity. And that was his invasion on Telescria. This nigga pulled up in a big-ass Star Destroyer and started burning this city to the ground and destroying everything. Millions of innocent people were getting boomed and vaporized, while this man was just sitting in his ship.
I love how he just has Argo's skull all the time.
And destruction. And there is a high probability that this man would have probably just scorched the whole planet if Mark and friends didn't destroy his ship and make him tweak out about losing Argo's skull.
Yeah.
But I think that we can all agree after looking at these 3 atrocities that this man Thragg is just a straight up space tyrant. Because there is nothing more that this nigga loved to do than conquer civilizations and spread bloodshed wherever he went.
If he was stronger, he'd be a good match for Frieza, but Frieza would wash him in a fight. No question. Yo! Okay, hold on. Yo! If y'all guys know, let me see if I can get it. Yeah, if you know what quick scene this is from in that episode, yo, this jump scared me low key. And when this happened in this episode, if he shows it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you know which from the episode where, yeah. But no, seriously, if Thragg were stronger and could match Frieza, that'd be a good fight. But I'm sorry. Okay, by the way, that's like the one time I could not disagree with Death Battle more. Super Saiyan Bardock would wash Omni-Man in a fight. It's not even a question. Super Saiyan anything decimates Viltrumites. Sorry. It's just a fact. A Super Saiyan Thragg is powerful. He can't send Super Saiyan anything. If a Saiyan goes Super Saiyan 1, Thragg's dead. Now, Thragg can probably take on a lower level Saiyan. That's fine. But he ain't beating he ain't beating a higher level Saiyan like Goku, Vegeta. He may be able to take Nappa. He could probably definitely take Raditz. But not Vegeta, not Goku. I'm sorry. That was a one-time death battle. You could not have been more wrong. I'm sorry. All due respect, I love the Death Battle channel. They were wrong. Let's move on.
Exhibit B. All right. Exhibit B. Putting the fraud allegations.
Yo! Wait, stop! This was my... Oh, man. There are so many things in fandoms that make me happy. And when I one of the things that make me happy is like when I know a lot about a character and how dangerous they are, how strong they are, what they can do, and whatever medium they're being portrayed in hasn't shown it yet. I did this a lot with the Flash. Like when the Flash TV show came out, I was like, oh, are they gonna do some stuff? And they did, and I was real happy to see what they did with the Flash. The Flash CW show I thought was one of the best superhero shows of all time. And, it wasn't as strong in some other seasons, and I fully admit that. That did not make it not a good show. It was a fantastic show from start to finish. Shouts out to all the creators, all the actors, everything. The Flash CW show was fantastic. This is another example I was waiting on when he was like Thragg's a fraud. Thragg can't do that. He can't run hands like that. I was like, my dude finna beat them allegations, and I knew it was coming.
Allegations to rest. Man, oh man. The amount of people that were calling Thragg a fraud before episode 7 was just flat out insane. Like, we're now in an era where if a new character ain't doing some shit like ore farming or putting belt to ass to niggas in the first 5 minutes of their screen time, they're putting them on fraud watch. People were actually calling him a fraud.
You know what? CJ ain't never lied. I'm getting tired of that. I'm getting tired of people putting him on fraud watch immediately. Now there are characters who should get put on fraud watch and it's well deserved, and then sometimes they can prove it later that they really are are stronger than they seem or about that life. But someone like Thragg, when you look at the entirety of this show, and you see that the Viltrumites are who they are, and there is a guy that all of them are afraid of, that Conquest is afraid of, then that should tell you this dude ain't no fraud. Conquest was going to kill Mark. Had it not been for Eve, he would have killed Mark. And Conquest bows down to Thragg. What's that tell you? But yeah, if the character does something the first time, oh, he's a fraud, he's a fraud, he's a fraud. Okay.
Fraud watch. People were actually calling him a fraud before he even threw his first punch. Now, if you were a part of the crowd that was calling Thragg a fraud before all this happened, all is forgiven. As long as you sign this document and turn it in by the end of the trial. Now, everyone should have known Thragg was all about.
For those of you who, if you were one of the ones who said he was a fraud, here's the apology form. And I need you to go ahead and fill this out right now. Let's see what it says. Grand Ranger Thragg apology for the media convinced me it was bad casting, which by the way it was not. Lee Pace, fantastic casting. I looked at his jawline, which is immaculate by the way. I was not aware of his true power. Many were not. I didn't read the actual comics, and many didn't. I'll let that one slide. Many it's a popular comic, but yeah, it's not as like big as like Marvel or DC, but it's still a great comic. If you ever want to read the original, I still say it holds up. The betrayer convinced me he was weak. I guess I was jealous of Viltrums. That one's probably more likely. I am sorry for my behavior here. I respect Grand Regent Thragg. This is good. This is really good.
Now, everyone should have known Thragg was all about that action the moment the coalition pulled up to Viltrums. Because they pulled up searching for this man just for him to meet them at the front door. Bro said, you ain't even got to search for me, gang. I'm right here and I'm ready to throw down. So Thula comes from behind and sneaks Status in the back. And all the other Viltrumites end up surrounding them. Because Thragg set up an ambush because he knew they were going to try to track him down and kill him on Viltrums. So he sicks his minions to start jumping the coalition. While he just straight up sat back and watched them fight the whole time. This dude didn't even bother to move from the spot he was in till space race.
He's just standing there menacingly. I'm not the biggest SpongeBob fan, I'm really not, but that is one of the greatest like few seconds of a cartoon I've ever seen. So
he just straight up sat back and watched them fight the whole time. This dude didn't even bother to move from the spot he was in till Space Racer shot his Infinity Ray at him. And all he did was move back a couple of inches. This man didn't give a flying about a laser that would one-shot him. He just straight up had the confidence to know that that shit wasn't hitting him. So the first person to actually try to fight him was Omni-Man. So Nolan flew in and tried to hit him. But all Thragg did was move back a couple of inches again and make Nolan hit straight air. Then Thragg flew above him and winded up a punch from the heavens. And if you take a look at Nolan's face right here, you can tell that he is clearly thinking,
damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Thragg punched this nigga Nolan so hard he turned into a living, breathing meteor and made him crash all the way down on the surface of Viltrums. So after Thragg hit Nolan with a stage change, Thragg came down and tried to hit Nolan with some good old talk no jutsu. He was telling him, Nolan, big dog, come home. Why are you fighting for these sorry-ass, weak-ass niggas? Thanos' sorry ass killed our emperor and brought us to damn near extinction, and you want to align
you
with
didn't
that
help that
Autobots
at all.
roll out sounding ass nigga? But no one told Thragg that he was a changed man now, and he was done sipping from that Viltrum Kool-Aid to be a brainwashed space tyrant. So after Nolan tried to get Thragg to stop and surrender, Thragg looked at Nolan dead in the face and said, oh, Nolan, how far you fallen. Looks like that Earth Coochie really made you a soft ass nigga. So
damn,
winds up a punch that was
this
so strong it created
was insane.
And he hits Nolan with a Shoryuken from hell that sent Nolan flying.
He says Shoryuken and all like especially with that vortex. He said Shoryuken and like three characters came to mind: Goku, Vegeta, and Akuma, and all of them thinking, damn, this MF spitting.
Strong it created a vortex, and he hits Nolan with a Shoryuken from hell that sent Nolan flying all the way back up into the stratosphere. So after Nolan got sent back to outer space, the next person that tried to step up was everyone's favorite useless purple punching bag.
And I like Oliver as a character, but he is very teenager-esque in the way that he just be doing too much and he need to sit down somewhere. Like, for real.
Now, before we observe what happens to this half-insect buffoon, I want y'all to hear exactly what Oliver says 20 minutes before this fight starts. Roll the clip.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this Thragg guy? No way he lives up to the hype.
Now, as we can see, Oliver is basically representing everybody that put Thragg on Fraud Watch. He himself was not believing in all the hype, even after his dad straight up told him, however strong you think you are, Thragg is stronger. But Oliver, being a hard-headed ass nigga and not listening to any of the warnings about Thragg, ended up being on the receiving end of one of the most brutal scenes in the series. Oliver flew in to punch Thragg, but Thragg stops him with one hand. Then he crushes Oliver's hand and grabs him by the arm when he tried to get away. And you can see it in Oliver's face when he finally realized that he fucked up. And he should have listened to his pops the whole time. But it was all too late for him. Thragg backhands Oliver so hard, his jaw falls off and his left arm got snatched.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Attempted murder and tackle on the child abuse. This nigga Oliver is the most useless person on this squad. He was a waste of space. And I already know some of y'all gonna be like, but CJ, what
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what he just did, this scene right here, it's from RDC World 1. I think it's from their LeBron like final series. I can't remember which series which finals this was from, but it's a really good. If you ever want to really have a good laugh, RDC World 1, Supreme Dreams, they're a great group. So yeah.
The space. And I already know some of y'all gonna be like, but CJ, what about Tech Jacket? You see, at least Tech Jacket knows her role. Sit in the back line, shoot your Viltrumite debuff darts at him, and get your assist. She's being a good support character. Oliver, on the other hand, is that one brain dead DPS on your team that goes into a fight alone, dies, and asks where the team was at as he's feeding the other team. This nigga is just straight up garbage. This little nigga was talking crazy as hell, all for him to get his jaw broken off and not being able to talk again for the foreseeable future. Fucking trash can, bro. So after Oliver got humbled by Thragg, Mark tried to rush in on Thragg with a rage boost, all for Thragg to flash him with one of the craziest impact frames of all time.
Yo!
Then stopping
No, okay. I want to go back to this because I love this. I love this quote. Like, yeah, seriously. I mean, you know, this quote's made for rounds for everything. But no, the frame change from that punch is what I was talking about earlier. So yeah, this is what I was referring to. So yeah, I'm gonna just let this play out. But you know, yeah, Oliver, jeez, man.
Mark tried to rush in on Thragg with a rage boost, all for Thragg to flash him with one of the craziest impact frames of all time, then stopping his punch with his hairline. Then after he showed Mark his fresh lineup that he got right before this battle, he gives him a left and a mean-ass gut check, then grabs him by the neck and pimp slaps him out of Viltrums.
so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
This nigga's mouth and made his whole head do a 180 before his whole.
To quote probably my CJ favorite CJ the Champ video, the Broly one, the disrespect, so real. The disrespect.
Frame of this man getting the shit slapped out of him. He slapped the taste out this nigga's mouth and made
oh
his
my god, oh god,
before his whole body got put in reverse. Not gonna lie, gang, just for this, I'm giving him an extra attempted murder because this pimp slap was uncalled for, bruh. So damn disrespectful. Then after he pimp slapped Mark, he flew up to my glorious King Battle Beast, rocked him in his jaw, then grabbed his jetpack, then threw him to a whole other solar system because we don't see him again for the rest of the fight. Just for doing that to my goat, that's attempted murder. Cause throwing Battle Beast like a toy into deep space is actually insane. So since everyone was getting dog walked by Thragg, they decided the best thing to do was to just destroy the whole planet. So Space Racer shot his Infinity Ray at the planet, and Mark, Nolan, and Thetis fly into the planet's core and blow it up. So after these
further proof that a Super Saiyan could beat Omni-Man, because it took Space Racer's gun and 3 Viltrumites hitting the planet properly to blow it up. Vegeta could blow up a planet by himself before he became a Super Saiyan. As a matter of fact, one of the greatest beam struggles in anime history happened because he told Goku he's going to destroy the Earth with his Gallic gun, and the only reason he didn't was because Goku matched his power and exceeded it with the Kamehameha and blocked the attack. But a Super Saiyan can't beat Omni-Man? Death Battle. What were y'all drinking when y'all did that research? Let's go back to the video. I have to go ahead and tag Death Battle in this video because I didn't know I was going to go on a whole Death Battle rant. Okay.
Nolan and Thetis fly into the planet's core and blow it up. So after these three blew up the planet, this sent Thragg over the edge. This man looked directly at Thetis, locked onto his target like he was a heat-seeking missile, and ripped Thetis' head clean off of his shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just straight up murder. Thetis didn't even get a chance to react. All he saw in his last moments was Thragg's crispy-ass hairline, blitzing him at Mach speed. Then he displayed his head to everyone, then crushed it into mush while telling everyone they're next. So after he sent Optimus Prime back to the Bayverse, he grabs Nolan with no hesitation and just starts to lay the smackdown on this nigga. While Nolan couldn't do anything, he couldn't fight back at all. Thragg then low-key started hitting Nolan with the Superman Injustice 2 super move, yo-yoing his body with punches. Then Mark came in and tried to help out.
Technically, that's the Man of Steel super move because didn't he do the Man of Steel first before the Justice games came out? I thought it was Man of Steel first. Wasn't it? Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Wasn't it in Man of Steel that was the first time he did this, not Injustice 2 or Injustice games? I thought it was Man of Steel, but okay.
Nolan with the Superman Injustice 2 super move, just yo-yoing his body with punches. Then Mark came in and tried to help out, but he gets punched in the throat and he can't breathe anymore. So Nolan tried to attack, but he gets his wrist shattered. Then when Mark saw Thragg flying towards him, his fight or flight senses kicked in. Cause Mark hit the jets and just tried to skedaddle, but Thragg was chasing him and he was on his ass. Look at the expression on Mark's face right here. This is the face of a man who is terrified and is running from death itself.
I don't blame him.
Thragg grabs Mark and starts giving him ferocious back shots. Then after he finished giving Mark back shots, he had him hoisted up and he was about to end this man's existence right here. But Nolan comes in and saves Mark at the last second. So after Mark got saved, Mark asked, "Dad, how do we beat him?" And Nolan looked back at his son and said, "Son, we're cooked."
Yeah.
Lord have mercy, Thragg gave Nolan the Viltrums special technique. That is just flat out attempted murder. Then Thragg grabbed Mark by the neck again and gave him a head, but that was probably heard around the cosmos. Then he started to squeeze his head, and he was going to crush Mark's head just like he did to Thetis. But at the last second, Thragg decides to stop because he realized that too much Viltrumite blood has been spilled. So he lets Mark off the hook and leaves him for dead in space with his father and his brother. This man Thragg shut those fraud allegations up real quick.
Immediately.
He wiped the floor with everyone. Omni-Man got left with his guts hanging out. Mark got put into another coma, and Oliver had to get put in a Bacta tank with a new shiny mechanical jaw and a prosthetic arm to go with it. Exhibit C.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was Exhibit C.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached our third and final exhibit.
Okay.
Exhibit C, PTSD and holding Earth hostage.
Yo.
Now, after Thragg put belt to ass to the coalition and left the whole family for dead in space, Mark thought they were going to go to Earth and destroy everything. So when Mark finally recovered from the beating that Thragg gave him, it is revealed that Mark got his ass beat so bad, he got PTSD. But not just your regular PTSD. This nigga Mark got specifically post-thragmatic stress disorder.
That,
Not gonna lie, I think we haven't seen a case of
that is such good wordplay because I've just seen post Thragg stress disorder, but post-thragmatic stress disorder is good.
Disorder. Not gonna lie, I think we haven't seen a case of PTSD this severe since Slade did this shit to Robin.
Fair.
Because Mark was tweaking out so hard, he was seeing things just like Robin was. So let's go through some of the examples real quick of how severe this actually was. Example 1. Mark finally comes back home to see his mother for the first time after the war. So this was supposed to be a heartwarming moment, but it goes south real quick. While Mark was talking to his mom, he looked away for like 1 second. And when he turned around again, he sees Debbie getting choked out by Thragg. And Thragg tells him, "This is the smallest repayment for what you did," and rips Debbie's head clean off. I'm not gonna lie, this shit got me for a quick second. Cause this happened so fast it felt like a jump scare. Bro really thought for a second that he saw his mother get her head ripped off before he finally snapped back into reality. But this was only his first post-thragmatic stress disorder episode, because there were more to come. Example 2, Mark and Eve were having a very important conversation about how life's been for her since Mark left, and she was about to give him the whole lore dump.
For the record, this last episode, there was so much in here, like, there was so much Mark had to deal with in this episode. It was like one of the few times I was like, if he becomes a supervillain, this episode could be the reason, and at that point, kind of fair. He dealt with a lot in this episode.
About how life's been for her since Mark left, and she was about to give him the whole lore dump of what all happened when he left. So right before she was about to tell Mark that she was pregnant, she gets her head snatched by Thragg, and Thragg starts to hold her up above Mark and tells him, "You took away what I loved. Now I'm taking what you love, little nigga." So he starts to gouge her eyes out and crush her face. Then her other eyeball ends up popping out of her head before he finally kills her in front of Mark, then throws her lifeless body right back at him. This nigga Mark was going through hell. He was living a nightmare because he couldn't tell if this was real or not. Eve had to snap this man out of the genjutsu that he was stuck in because he was actually stun locked. Now, let's observe example 3. Mark is given the debrief to Cecil about the war and was low-key about to ask him for a therapist. Now, while their conversation continued, Mark closed his eyes, and the moment he looked back up, he sees Thragg giving Cecil the Viltrumite special move. And while he had his body lifted up, he told Mark, "Just to let you know, I'm still in your head, and not even therapy can repair the shit I did to you." Then he throws Cecil's lifeless body to the side like trash. And after this, Mark just started hyperventilating, cause he was having a panic attack mid-PTSD till Cecil finally calmed this nigga down and brought him back to reality. So after Mark...
I gotta give a lot of modern animation credit for like the very realistic way psychological trauma can affect people. This did it well in my opinion, and a surprisingly other medium that did it well, y'all are gonna find this hard to believe, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish really dealt with like anxiety and stress and like that kind of thing really well. I know it's a weird example, but go watch the movie. It's a super good movie. I highly recommend it to anyone, whether you like the Shrek movies or not. The Puss in Boots: The Last Wish actually really good. It just is. I don't know what to tell you. But this is another example of there was another movie I think that did it really well. And what movie it is escapes me right now. Hopefully, if I remember, I'll put it in the comments or something later. But yeah, I liked how they did this. If this was just a really well done show, but I just really liked how they did this. It was really good.
Till Cecil finally calmed this nigga down and brought him back to reality. So after Mark went through like 3 post-thragmatic stress disorder episodes, Mark decided to go on a flight to clear his head. And while he was out flying, he sees Thragg again. So Mark, thinking he's having another episode, closes his eyes and starts to think in his head, "This is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here." So when Mark
manifest all you want, he is there.
Again, Thragg was still there, and he told him,
"That manifest all you want, it's still real." That's just something I heard on SNL, and it applies in this situation very much so.
"This nigga's not here." So when Mark opens up his eyes again, Thragg was still there. And he told him, "Yes, little nigga, we indeed are here." And this was when Mark finally realized that the Thragg standing in front of him was indeed the real Thragg. So Mark starts freaking out and begins to hit Thragg over and over again. But Thragg just took all of this with no reaction, then palmed Mark's face and threw him back to where he started. Then Thragg told him, "Stop, little nigga. I didn't come here to fight. I came here to talk." So Thragg gives this man a little smile, then tells Mark, "Here's how this is about to go down, little nigga. You took our home, so now we're taking yours. So from this day forward, we will be using Earth as a breeding ground to repopulate our forces and rebuild our empire. And don't worry, they've already started Krieg done cracked like 6 of your earth holes already. That one-eyed motherfucker's having the time of his life right now.
Yeah, Krieg.
And Lucan is already famous. He's been hosting this show called Family Feud under an alias name, Steve Harvey or some shit. But that's besides the point. What you need to know is this, little nigga. You're going to let us coexist with you. And if you don't, we will rip this planet in half. Also, I will need to acquire the location of your planet's best barbers. Their services will be needed. So Mark has to agree because he basically has no choice.
Yeah.
And Thragg officially takes the entire planet of Earth as hostage and turns it into a Viltrumite breeding farm. The verdict.
Oh,
Ladies and
easy,
gentlemen,
easy.
after observing all of this evidence,
Easy.
and tallying up this long
Easy.
list of charges, this is a pass.
Absolutely.
Flying colors.
Take your seat,
This
homie.
man Thragg belongs in the elite category for menaces. He pulled off this list
Black
of
Air
charges
Force
in
energy
3
all day
episodes
long.
straight. That is like a new record for Charles or some shit. And this is just the tip of the iceberg because the files on this man are going to continue over the years.
Yeah.
So with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. And until our next trial that is coming up very soon, I bid y'all farewell.
Yeah, no, that's the funny part. There's still more to come. There is more to come from the comics that I'm waiting for them to animate, and I'm not gonna say what because that's very much spoilers, and I want y'all to be surprised like I was in the comics. Yeah, no, that was fantastic. CJ the champ, he is 100%, like I said, from the goal line, never misses, and this was another 100% accurate shot. He was right, you know. All good. Yeah, no, this was the easy. This had to be one of the easiest trials of Black Air Force energy I've ever seen. Like 100%. I've said that like 5 times. That Thragg was an easy win. I was so happy when he showed up and he fought in those episodes and was just straight belt to it. Straight belt to it. I was so happy because I was like, everyone calling him a fraud. I was like, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for this man. What this man finna do? Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. And they weren't. People weren't ready. They were not ready for when Thragg decided to stop sitting down, and when he stood up and decided to start swinging. So yeah, no. This is a fantastic video as always. CJ does not miss, and I cannot wait to see what the next season of Invincible brings us. I want to know. There's some stuff in the comics. I want to know if they do. I want to know if they go as far in the comics as the comics do. I think some of you already know what I'm alluding to. With Mark, with other characters, with other storylines, do they do the same thing? Are they going to change anything? Are they going to switch it up? I want to know if they're gonna end this similar to the comic, like the comic, or are they going to change it? I'm curious of all the above. So we'll see. What did you guys think of the video? What did you guys think of CJ's trial? Does Thragg pass? Is he at the round table of Black Air Force activity? I 100% say he is, but wow, I said 100% again. Good grief. I don't know why I'm fixated on that phrasing right now. Weird. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Do not forget to like this video. Do not forget to share this video. Do not subscribe to the channel. And hit the bell to know I'm going live. As of this recording, I am still going through God of War 2018 and Final Fantasy 12 The Zodiac Age. So if you ever want to catch one of those streams, please do check those out. Also, I got some new fanfictions up on AO3 and fanfiction.net. Go check those out whenever you get a chance. Some more will be coming down the pipe soon. And, of course, some more fun stuff will be coming up soon. And I got a couple things that I'm working on that should be up within the next month or so. So be on the lookout for those. Also, check Countdown City Geeks for all the stuff that I do over there. And that's about all from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love and all the support. Be good to yourselves. Good to each other. Go on this crazy world, be good people. And I'll catch you guys next time. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Minasan, sayonara. Peace. What's up, guys? Thanks for checking out the video. Really appreciate you. You guys are wonderful. You're stupendous. You're magnanimous. It's a great word, isn't it? Magnanimous. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep on the lookout for more. Follow me on all my socials. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. That really helps me out. Thank you guys so much for checking me out, checking out the videos, and get ready for more coming down the pipe, because you never know what's coming next. See you guys soon. Peace. I think that was pretty good.